Hey friend, I'm Nicole Hoover, and this is Living My Human Design, a no rules, off the cuff podcast where I share what it really looks like to live this wild human design experiment in real time. As a 3/5 emotional manifesting generator, traveling full time across the US with my husband and our 2 dogs in our 25-foot motorhome, life is anything but linear, and neither is this podcast. Here, I'll be reflecting on what I'm learning, the people and places that light me up, the emotional wave that I ride, and the deep truths that unfold when I choose to live by design, not conditioning. This space isn't about being perfect, it's about being real. You'll hear me raw, inspired, emotional, uncertain, empowered, and always inviting you to experiment with your own unique design. No fixed format, just voice notes from the road, from my heart to yours. Because human design isn't something we do, it's something we live. Let's get into it. Hey friend, I cannot believe that this summer is almost over. Like tomorrow's going to be the 1st of September. It has just flown by. And this summer hasn't been our typical summer. There hasn't been a whole lot of adventure. We came back to Washington State and we spent a lot of time helping my mother-in-law put her house on the market, pack it up, move her down to Phoenix, and then then we headed back to our home state of Montana and did all of our fun annual doctor's appointments. And now we're preparing to head south for the winter, which I'm really excited about. And I hope to record more podcasts as we start adventuring south for the winter. We're going to visit some pretty fun places, and I'm really excited for that. I may even record some video and throw that on YouTube. We'll see what happens. This summer has actually been really good too. It's been nice to kind of slow down and to pause and not have as much adventure. A lot has changed as far as my business is concerned. So I'm focusing a little bit less on coaching and being a guide. That's still some services that I'm going to be offering, but becoming a BodyGraph Virtual Assistant has just lit me up so much more than I even imagined that it could. When I first signed up to become a BodyGraph Virtual Assistant, my main goal was really to learn how to use their report generating software better, see if there were any tips and tricks that I didn't know, just to help me make my reports better. Because at the time, I was still in the process of building my rapid chart assessment tool. And I had such big visions and big dreams with it because it has helped me so much in sharing human design with others and given me permission not to have to hold on to all of that information in my head because I have a completely open head and an undefined ajna. And it's really hard for me to retain all of that knowledge, but I know how powerful and impactful it is. And so I was creating this rapid chart assessment tool as a means for me to be able to let go of the knowledge and trust my intuition more when I'm in a session with a person, and then be able to, like, when something is said in session and it triggers like my intuition, like, ooh, go look at this place in the chart, then I can quickly pull up that information, skim through it, and then share in real time without having to hold on to that knowledge. So I just feel like it really has freed me up to be more present in my unpacks and as I'm guiding my clients. So that's the main reason why I signed up for BodyGraph. But the more that I dove into it, the more that I realized how much setting up all this tech really lights me up. And I've always loved tech. I've always loved like electronics and tools. I love tools. I love organization. And so I love being able to help people to set up their business and support them as they support their clients. Because it's really important, even those of us who may be behind the scenes a little bit more, because the more that we can spread the message of love and positivity and trusting yourself and becoming who you know that you are on the inside, it's powerful. And so I really feel powerful being able to support other human design guides and other people who are using human design in their business. So yeah, I have been setting up this business behind the scenes throughout the summer, and not traveling has really given me the time to build all of this. And oh my gosh, when I am so lit up, like I can just go and go and go and go. And that's not always a great thing. The drawback of not being as mobile and not being as adventurous is that I haven't been moving my body as much. And I think I've already talked about this in past episodes. So I'm really focusing on, doing the little things to get me moving. And it's so funny because I don't know if you guys are anything like me, but if something is inconvenient, just inconvenient enough, then it will stop me from moving forward. Or like if I'm working out and I'm absolutely miserable during the workout, then I'm not going to continue to do that workout. So I'm finding little tricks to help keep me motivated and to, I guess I'm just learning to work with myself instead of against myself. Take recording these podcasts, for example. A lot of times I'll have an idea and I won't act on it right away because it's just inconvenient enough to have to dig out my podcast microphone and set it up on my desk and start recording. Because, we live in a small space, 25-foot Class C motorhome, um, with one slide. So it's small and we don't have a lot of room for stuff. So we're very selective about the stuff that we bring with us. And my microphone for recording the podcast is underneath a seat in the dinette. So I have to kind of move things around in order to dig it out. And then I have to attach it to my table. And the sound quality is great. Like I really love this microphone, but it's just inconvenient enough that it will prevent me from recording a podcast. So today's podcast, I'm experimenting and I have these little like lapel microphones that have the noise canceling. And so I'm playing with recording my episode with that microphone today to see if, what the sound quality is like. And it's really easy to whip out and pop on. And then I can record the podcast from anywhere. I'm not tied to the dinette. I'm not tied to a specific space. So I'm playing around with that. When it comes to getting my body moving again, because it has been so long since I've done any sort of normal routine or rhythm, is just starting the practice. Like once I get started, it's a lot easier, but I am really out of shape at the moment and I really want to get back into shape because one of our stops on our trip south is the Grand Canyon. And I really want to do a little bit of hiking down into the canyon and back up. Now, we're not going to be doing any like major hikes all the way down into the canyon, but there's some really pretty hikes that just take you a little ways down into the canyon. But it's pretty steep getting back out that, just that little bit. And I want to be able to handle those little hikes without absolutely killing me. And I'm so excited because this year we're actually camping in the national park. The last time we went to the Grand Canyon, we were camping just outside of the park, but this year I was able to get us into the campground that's right there at the South Rim, and I'm so freaking excited about it. But anyways, I digress. So what I'm doing to help keep myself motivated for exercising is I'm just getting started. And I actually haven't done this yet, so I'm gonna start it probably tomorrow. I have started meditating again. I had gotten out of the practice of meditating. So I'm back in the practice of meditating every morning. And for me, it's like if I don't move my body in some way, shape, or form first thing in the morning, then I get busy throughout my day and I won't do it. So, to help me just get started, after I meditate, I will roll up my bed and then I'm going to roll out my yoga mat and just do a little bit of something. Like it doesn't have to be a full on exercise. I just want to get back into the habit of starting. So I think I'm just going to get up and do a few cat cows and just kind of move my body a little bit, work my way up into standing, and then do a couple of sun salutation A and a couple of sun salutation B and just get my body moving. And then I also want to incorporate into my day just a little bit of like quick, like HIIT workouts or even some lit workouts. And there's this great website online. It's called darebe.com, and that's DAREBE. I think I'm going to have to double check that. I'll put it in the show notes. But they have a whole selection of workouts that you can do. They're PDFs that you can download. It's all free. They do request a donation, so every time I do one of their workouts, I'll do a little donation because they have some really great stuff at that website. But they have something that's called 90 Days of Action, and it's little workouts that you can do. It's usually like 3 to 5 different exercises that you do, and then you take a short break and then you repeat it. So you can either do 3 sets, 5 sets, or more. There's 3 different levels: level 1, level 2, and level 3. And so I also want to incorporate that into my day, like usually when I stop working, somewhere between like around 3 in the afternoon, just warming my body up a little bit and doing these workouts. They literally take like 5 or 10 minutes. They're not super long, but it gets my body moving, which as a manifesting generator, it is so important to get my body moving. And I'm quickly approaching 50. Like I am 3 years away from turning 50, and I want to continue to be healthy, and I want to enjoy this mobile lifestyle that we're living and all these adventures that we go on, and so I want to keep myself healthy, and I want to be able to take a trip to the Grand Canyon and hike all the way down to the bottom of the canyon and then back out again. And in order to do that, I need to get my body into better physical shape. So that is what I'm going to be focusing on, giving myself little um, habits, like holding the space for the habit and just getting it started. And then I can slowly build on it. Like I don't need to just take off um and just like push it really hard in the beginning, because I'm out of shape, and if it's too hard or if it's too miserable, then I'm not going to keep doing it. And I know that I'm not the only person out there that's like this. A lot of us are like this. So I encourage you that if you want to get your body moving, just start small. And it's going to compound over time. And then you can keep adding more and keep adding more and keep adding more, you know, as you develop a higher fitness level. It's so important for us to keep our bodies moving. I don't want to become stagnant, and I don't want to stand still. So that is kind of where I am at today. And my intention is to, now that I have this smaller microphone, is to keep popping on more frequently and sharing, um, yeah, just what I'm learning and what I'm doing. I don't know if you're interested or not, but I like talking about it, and I'm practicing using my voice in the moment. So you get to join me on this practice. That's kind of where I'm at today. We are going on a little mini camping trip tomorrow with my brother, and our youngest son is going to meet us, and they're all going to go dirt biking, and I am going to hang out in the campground and watch the dogs while they go play, which sounds amazing to me. It is nice every once in a while to have some time alone. When I live in this small space with my husband, I love him dearly, but it's nice. Like today, he is floating the river with my brother and some of my brother's friends. So I felt inclined to record the podcast because I knew he wasn't sitting on the bed listening. And I like having some time to myself occasionally. So yeah, we're going to go do that camping, and then we're going to slowly make our journey south. I'm so excited to start moving again, and I will take you guys along with me on our adventures. Thank you for taking the time to tune in, and I will catch up with you soon. Thank you so much for listening all the way to the end. If you've enjoyed what you've heard today, I'd be so grateful if you'd leave a review. It really helps more people discover the show. And don't forget to hit follow or bookmark so that you're the first to know when a new episode drops. If you'd like to dive deeper or work with me directly, check out the links in the show notes. And as always, keep living your human design, messy, magical, and entirely your own. See you next time.